storytelling manual, the folk tale, which is to tell a short story to illustrate the behavior of a group of people. Toby is an aspiring professional speaker and has spoken to audiences as large as 6,000 to groups as small as this one. He has held a leadership role in each year that he has been a Toastmaster and is currently mentoring the only daytime Toastmaster club in downtown Milwaukee. You should ask him about it. Please welcome Toby Baker.
All right. Thank you, thank you. All right. I really appreciate being here. Alan, you said something to me that I'm just gonna go. You say go deep, so y'all get ready. I'm not as humorous as you, John, but I have to work hard to be humorous, just like you and Alan. So no matter what I say, I always tend to go towards the inspiration side. So I'm about to go deep, y'all. Okay? Yeah, y'all can bear with me. And just FYI, my English was my second language too. You know what my first language was? The slang. So slang, yeah, slang. So you're going to pick up on a lot of things that I tend to leave off, but don't let that stop you from getting the heart of the message, okay? All right? All right, come on. I got to get this energy level up. Okay, so I'm going to tell you all a story. And during this story, I want you all to do something with me. Can I get you all involved for a second here? All right. So I'm going to tell you a story about a Big Bo Berry, okay? I'm going to tell you a story about Big Bo Berry. And every time I say the word, his name, every time I say Berry, Big Bo Berry, you know what I want you all to do? I want you all to participate, okay, Linda? What I want you all to do is to go, shh. Do that with me. Just like Jim Carrey in the mask, when he took his mask off, we're going to go, shh. Every time, just give it a try. Big Bo Berry, shh. All right, you with me now, okay? All right, so Big Bo Berry. There's a young man. Let me get into the story. You're so anxious. Alan was shh. No. Okay, there's a man who lost his job, tough accountant. And he came home to his wife and his couple kids and saw the refrigerator bare, nothing in the cabinets. So he put out the newspaper. He said, I have to find a job. He opened up his newspaper. He went through all the jobs, and he made some phone calls, got no responses back. And he saw this one job ad. He said, this is the one. He picked up the phone, called the guy on the other line, said, come in. So he came in. You know what the type of job it was? It was a zoo. And he sat down, he talked to the guy, and across the table, the guy was telling him about his qualifications, and he said that we are looking for somebody just like you. You know, Big Bo Berry used to be a famous gorilla here. And Big Bo Berry got bit by a big Bo bug. And Big Bo Berry bled to death. So we need someone to take Big Bo Berry's place. Can you do it? He said, sure. He said, wait, now you're going to have a lot of energy because Big Bo Berry was a very famous attraction here. And we need to keep our people, our numbers high, keep the people coming in order for us to stay afloat. Can you do it? He said, yes, I can do it. So he went into the closet and grabbed this gorilla suit. He said, we need you to wear Big Bo Berry's suit because we have to attract those kids. We have to keep them coming in. So he thought about it. He said, okay, I'll do it. He put on the jumpsuit, the gorilla suit, zipped it up, and he went out there. And he felt kind of stupid at first. But what he noticed right away is that people who were walking past his den began to look over. He started getting into the road of being a gorilla. And so he would jump and lunge from tree to tree and swinging and swinging. And after a couple of weeks of doing this, he got very good at this, as you can imagine. And so he got so into this role that he loved this role. He donned this role even when he wasn't at work. He would attract people. And can you imagine just a big gorilla walking down 76 and National, just walking around? And he would have this suit on even when he wasn't at work. But you know what? When he had Big Bo Berry's suit on, he felt comfortable. He felt important. People will recognize him when he had Big Bo Berry's suit on. All right? One day he was swinging from tree to tree, as he normally does. 10 hours a day now. He has the money that he can afford to supply his family with food now, but he got so into this role. He identified so much with Big Bo Berry's suit that he didn't want to take it off. And he was swinging from tree to tree one day, and he said, I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to go be above and beyond. And he swung all the way to catch another tree and missed it. And he landed in the lion's den. And he didn't know what to do. There was a lion right over there that noticed that he fell into his den. The lion started walking over towards the man in the Big Bo Berry suit. But he couldn't do that because he had to keep in his character. He can't let all the people watching him know that he was in a suit. And you know what he did? He began to tremble because that lion kept itching closer and closer to him to the point where he was right here. And he said, forget about this whole character thing. And you know, he started screaming like a little girl, ah! Ah! And the lion got real closer to him and said, shut up, you idiot. You won't get us both caught. Here's the thing. Many of us have on a Big Bo Berry mask, and we have to do just that. We identify with a facade that gives us praise and congratulations and public praise, so much so that we don't want to take off our mask. In fact, when we get home and we have to take our mask off, we're unsatisfied with the person behind the mask. Every time we go out in the public, we put on this very mask that we have to take off eventually. I want to encourage each and every one of you all, if you have a Big Bo Berry mask, to do that. What is your mask? Is it pride? Is it a job title? Is it humiliation or a love of it? What is your mask? And I want to encourage you all that have a different person, different identity. I always say that the public image and your private image are sometimes like twins. One is more social than the other. If there is separation between who you are in public and who you are in private, I want to give you 3 tips that you can do to make those identities grow more closer. Now, for all of you who are the same person, who don't need this assistance or this help, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking specifically to the people who are willing to make those 2 identities grow closer together. The very first thing you can do is begin to love yourself. Before anybody else can love you, you have to love yourself. As I was growing up, I used to hate myself. I was born with a speech impediment. I was born mute, actually, and then when I finally started speaking, I had a speech impediment. And all throughout elementary, people used to tease me. They used to mimic me. I would say, rabbit. I couldn't pronounce R's. And they would say, rabbit, 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 rabbit. They'll do different things, and they'll mimic me. And I hated reading out loud. And on top of that, I had a chipped tooth. And every time I talked to somebody, I always thought that they heard my speech impediment and they saw that chipped tooth. But I want to tell you something. Nobody even recognizes it. When I finally came to it, to realize it, nobody even recognized my chipped tooth until I mentioned it. And there are certain specific things that we focus all our attention on. That's so small that people don't even notice. But we compromise our confidence because of that small little thing. Love yourself, no matter how small your defect is. Number 2, begin to trim away the things that you find unpleasant. When you're at home, someone once told me, you're only as good as you are in private. You're only as good as you are in private. you're fed up with something in your personal, your private life, begin to trim away at that. You know, I as a speaker, I love looking at people every person that's on TV, every analyst, they always are looking their best. And I felt a little uncomfortable when I'm speaking in front of people. And so I said, I'm going to start going to the gym. I started going to the gym in November 2011, and I consistently saw improvement in the amount of weights I lift. I felt more confident. I felt good about myself. Even when I don't have a suit on. When I wake up and I look in the mirror, I feel good. Because at that point, before I start going to the gym, I would look at my neck up in the mirror. And I would be satisfied as that. But everything below the neck, I didn't like. Today, after working hard in the gym, I feel confident. My form has improved. Not necessarily I don't want the whole six-pack and the big bulging legs that you see on the cover of magazines. I just want to feel good when I stand up with the proper form. I began to trim away at the very things I didn't like. Last but not least, after you begin to love yourself and trim away the things you don't like, begin to practice in public your private self. Practice in public your private self. That person who you are in private, the moment you start showing people, you will see, wow, that person is unique. That person is unique. Just like fingerprints, we are all different from everybody else. But you have to begin to show that individuality, that uniqueness. You have to begin to show that. And once you start showing it, you will grow more confident in being yourself. You won't expose all the energy that I used to expose or try to exert, trying to be prim and proper and try to hold up this public image. It's tiring. It's disingenuous to hold up a public image that isn't you. Once you begin to explore who you are and begin to show that in public, you won't have to exert so much energy. There goes that pause. You will feel so good, and other people will feel good about you. So those three things, my friends, you begin to love yourself, begin to trim away at the very things you find unpleasant, and begin to show who you are in private matters. You will feel good about yourself, and others will feel good about you too. Abraham Lincoln once said, you can fool some of the people all the time, all of the people some of the time, but you will never fool everybody all of the time. Be yourself.
That was people are already.
Did it go over 10 minutes?
Because people are already taking you up on your suggestions from today's workshop. So I think that we've gone through great techniques and great practice. So Gayatri, would you like to come on up and try the Pez technique on Toby here? Yeah, Gayatri. No? Okay.